Step into the creeping world of Vesper's Harvest, a dystopian tale where survival is a daily battle in a divided society. Meet Vesper, a young protagonist navigating a harsh world split between the privileged elites in secure citadels and the struggling masses facing the brutal challenges of survival. In this unforgiving reality, the key to sustenance lies in unique genetically coded seeds provided by the Citadels. These seeds promise only a single harvest, creating a constant dependence on the Citadels for more. Vesper, our resilient heroine, faces the struggle for survival alongside her paralyzed father, Darius, whose consciousness resides in a drone, enabling him to guide and communicate with Vesper in their dangerous journey. Vesper is not just resourceful and brave, venturing out daily to forage for essentials. She also possesses a profound understanding of biology and biohacking. However, their lives take a dramatic turn when their home is robbed and the generator powering Darius's life-sustaining machine is sabotaged. With no other choice to save her father, Vesper embarks on a quest for help, leading her to a neighboring farm. The farm, however, presents its own set of challenges, with a genetically engineered laborer known as a Jug, devoid of intelligence and injured. Jonas, the farm's leader and Darius's brother, instructs a young boy to end the Jug's life, setting the stage for a troubling encounter. Desperate to restore their generator, Vesper approaches Jonas with a request for bacteria. In exchange, she offers a valuable commodity, her blood. Jonas, utilizing blood as a trade currency for seeds from the Citadels, proposes that Vesper joins their community, promising to care for her father as well. But Vesper, deeply unsettled by Jonas's intentions, suspects he aims to use her as a breeder, a role she vehemently rejects. As Vesper completes her blood donation, a dire situation unfolds when Jonas refuses to immediately provide the needed bacteria. Instead, he insists on selling the blood, a process that will take several days' time Darius does not have. Filled with desperation and anger, Vesper attempts to reclaim her blood. Bouncing back after being forcefully expelled from the farm by Jonas, Vesper doesn't give up. She knows the farm's secrets and sneaks back in using a secret entry point only she knows. In a stealthy move, she enters Jonas's lab and retrieves the bacteria owed to her. Not stopping there, she also manages to snatch some seeds from the Citadel. Once home, Vesper quickly repairs the generator and starts experimenting with the stolen seeds, hoping to unlock their fertility in the forest. During her exploration, Vesper comes across Camellia, a woman from the Citadel, unconscious but alive with plants feeding off her. Vesper acts swiftly, clearing the plants and bringing Camellia back to their home, where she tends to her wounds. Camellia, grateful for Vesper's help, reveals that she was in the crashed glider Vesper had seen earlier. She is desperately searching for her father, who is with her. Although not fully recovered, Camellia promises a reward for their assistance. Despite Darius's objections, Vesper agrees to join the search. The next morning, Vesper embarks on her mission and locates the crashed glider, finding Camelia's father, Eli, inside. However, they are not alone. Jonas and a group of survivalists also converge on the crash site. Jonas, cold and indifferent, decides to end Eli's life simply because he is from the Citadel. When Vesper tries to intervene, Jonas dismissively shoves her aside. In the glider, Jonas uncovers a woman's scarf, deducing that another passenger, Camellia, needs to be found. Back home, Darius suggests informing the Citadel of the situation before Camellia takes drastic action or Jonas finds her. The only way to communicate with the Citadel is through a transceiver at Jonas's house. Reluctantly, Vesper agrees to the plan, lying to Camellia that her search was fruitless but promising to continue the next day. As trust grows between them, Vesper reveals her secret greenhouse, showcasing her bio-engineered plants with unique abilities. Though proud of her creations, Vesper still hopes to develop a plant capable of producing edible seeds. While tending to her plants, Darius confides in Camellia, admitting they can never access the Citadel but asking for kindness, as reaching the Citadel means everything to Vesper. Later, Vesper questions why they are excluded from the Citadel. Camellia explains it's due to the leadership's fear of resource scarcity. Vesper suggests they could take on the worst jobs, but Camellia, a woman from the Citadel, sheds light on the Citadel's preference for control, especially over genetically engineered laborers known as jugs, who obediently follow orders. Despite the grim circumstances, Vesper and Camellia find solace in a musical moment, with Vesper singing and Camellia playing her mother's old instrument. Undeterred by past challenges, Vesper sneaks into Jonas's house once again to use the transceiver. However, this time, Jonas spots Darius's drone and seizes it. Pretending to repair the drone, Jonas confronts Vesper about missing seeds and an unidentified passenger, expressing his disdain for liars, especially within his family. Unwilling to admit anything, Vesper snatches the drone and flees, only to discover it can't fly and crashes. In her attempt to recover the drone, Vesper stumbles upon a grim sight: the lifeless body of Jonas's assistant, left to die under a tree. Before she can process this discovery, Jonas's followers apprehend her, forcefully marking her hand with a seal, symbolizing her as Jonas's property. Distraught, Vesper returns home, where Camellia offers immediate comfort. Overwhelmed by guilt, Vesper breaks down and confesses to Camellia that Elias is dead. In a moment of stark revelation, Vesper decides to show Camellia the truth. She takes her to see Elias's body, tragically floating in the river. This heartbreaking sight overwhelms Camellia, leading to an intense emotional breakdown. Clinging desperately to her father in grief, Camellia forces Vesper to intervene and pull her from the river. During this intense moment, Vesper notices an unusual scar on Camellia's back that reacts peculiarly to her touch. The shocking truth is unveiled: Camellia is not human but a highly advanced jug, created by Elias. Expelled from the Citadel for creating an intelligent slave, Elias had been on the run. Camellia confesses her deception, revealing she never had the capability to get Vesper and Darius into the Citadel. Angered by this betrayal, Vesper confronts Camellia physically before allowing her to clean up. Meanwhile, Vesper repairs the drone and shares the day's events with Darius. Understanding the complex situation, Darius urges Vesper to be more compassionate towards Camellia, explaining that jugs are bound to their programming and lack real choice. Camellia, grappling with her lost purpose and fearing capture by the Citadel, contemplates ending her life. However, influenced by her father's words, Vesper intervenes just in time. Realizing Camellia's potential contribution to her research, Vesper proposes to use a sample of Camellia's cells. The process proves challenging, but with Camellia's music miraculously unlocking her cells, Vesper successfully modifies the Citadel seeds, creating a sustainable food source. Needing more supplies for further research, Vesper briefly leaves for the old lab with the drone. During her absence, Camellia stays to watch over Darius, leading to a dangerous encounter when Jonas arrives. Initially trying to feign innocence, Camellia's act is seen through by Jonas, who threatens Darius's life. Reluctantly, Camellia agrees to go with Jonas without resistance. Soon, Jonas discovers the mark on Camellia's back, identifying her as a jug, and attempts to reprogram her to obey him. Vesper returns just in time, and a fierce struggle ensues, with Vesper, the drone, and Camellia fighting against Jonas. They manage to overpower him, but Vesper refuses to kill him. Instead, she strikes a deal: she will share the secret of the fertile seeds with Jonas if he agrees not to alert the Citadel. Despite Jonas's apparent agreement, he betrays them by contacting the Citadel and revealing Camellia's location. As night falls and Vesper completes her work on the seeds, their moment of triumph is cut short. Darius's drone detects an external threat, signaling the Citadel's approach. A weird organism invades their home, releasing a toxic substance. Darius, with his military background, quickly recognizes the danger, instructing Vesper and Camellia not to breathe until the threat subsides. Feeling responsible for the imminent danger, Camellia offers to surrender herself to protect Vesper and Darius. However, Darius refuses to let her sacrifice herself, knowing the Citadel will pursue Vesper regardless. Instead, he devises a plan to distract the soldiers, giving Vesper and Camellia a chance to escape. Vesper is initially reluctant to leave her father behind, facing the impending threat from the Citadel soldiers. In a tense turn of events, Darius persuades Vesper to take cover nearby, assuring her that he'll handle the dangerous situation unfolding with the Citadel soldiers. Drawing on his experience as a former army man, Darius plans to convince the soldiers that there's no jug present, effectively communicating with them. As the soldiers approach, their first stop is Jonas's farm, where they eliminate him and his group. Meanwhile, Vesper and Camellia are hard at work, taking painstaking efforts to make Darius's home appear abandoned. They cover everything up and secure the valuable unlocked seeds. Hiding in the forest, unbeknownst to Vesper, her father's actual plan is to sacrifice himself by self-destructing the drone, hoping to take the soldiers down with him. From their high vantage point in the forest, Vesper witnesses the explosion and, driven by desperation, tries to rush back to aid her father. Camellia, recognizing the danger, stops her, reminding her that it's too late to do anything for Darius. The situation worsens when two surviving soldiers start pursuing them, leading Camellia through a swamp filled with dangerous plants that could eliminate their pursuers. Vesper's tactic proves effective as the first soldier falls victim to one of these lethal plants. The second soldier, learning from his comrade's fate, avoids the same trap. Vesper and Camellia, attempting to remain undetected, crawl on their knees and hide behind bushes. Unfortunately, another plant betrays their position with a noise, alerting the soldier to their location. Facing imminent danger, Vesper and Camellia decide to take the offensive. They attack the soldier, seize his weapon, and manage to force him into the deadly plants, resulting in his demise. The sound of approaching gliders signals more danger, and realizing that the Citadel will never cease their pursuit as long as she is with Vesper, Camellia makes a difficult decision. Understanding that Vesper and the precious seeds will always be in danger as long as she remains, Camellia gently puts Vesper to sleep and conceals her under fallen leaves before surrendering to the soldiers. The next morning, Vesper awakens to find her home reduced to ashes. Planting some of the unlocked seeds in the remnants of her old garden becomes a symbol of hope and renewal. In the aftermath, she encounters a group of children who survived the attack on Jonas's farm. Together, they decide to follow mysterious wanderers, seeking to uncover their destination. Their journey leads them to a towering structure constructed by these people. Driven by a sense of purpose, Vesper climbs to the top of the tower. There, she releases the seeds from her hand, allowing the wind to carry them to various corners of the land. This symbolic act represents her hope that the seeds will grow and multiply, providing sustenance for all.